Welcome to my spirit room. This is where I should be sitting, though I'm not at the moment. I will be in a minute. And this is the room. If I was reading for you online, I should have the camera set up over here. And if you're here in person with me, then you'll be sitting over here. For the moment I've simulated you with my little puppy dog. And my little fairy house over there. And some more candles. There's a great stack of my other tarot cards and books over there as well. And that's the room. Well, I've got quite a few different tarot decks here, as you've seen already on my little bookcase there. This is a deck that I use a great deal in my readings. It's the Waite, I shouldn't say that, I should say it's the Waite Coleman Smith deck actually, because Rider were the publishers and Arthur Waite was the gentleman who sort of designed the deck, but all the artwork was done by a lady called Pamela Coleman Smith back in 1920s, 1930s, and for a long time she didn't get the credit for the work that she did. It was a beautiful deck and I use it a lot. I've got a classic Visconti Sforza deck here as well, which I'm not allowed to show you because I haven't got a license to actually use it online, okay, so, but that's a beautiful deck as well. I might use it if you're here in person. Unfortunately it's not an antique, it dates back, the deck itself dates back to the 16th century. But then there's a romantic story about it because it was commissioned when one of the Visconti family in Italy married, was it Isabella Sforza, I think it was actually, and it was kind of a wedding present. And a lot of the pictures of the court cards and the major trumps actually show pictures of the families involved, and it's quite an interesting deck, that one. This is Golden Dawn deck. Golden Dawn deck designed back in towards the end of the 19th century actually by a magical order called the Golden Dawn, but they had to, everybody that joined had to make their own deck in those times. It must be rather difficult if you're as good at art as I am, which is absolutely hopeless. But this deck was actually designed in the 1970s by a gentleman who was an artist, along with someone who had been associated with that organisation but later on. And then these are nice as well. These are Adoring Virtue's unicorn cards, and they're ever so pretty, and they just have little bits of information on them. And that this one, it says, relax, everything's okay, don't worry, it's all going to be fine, okay, which is good for me when I'm doing this video actually. And I often draw one of these cards for people towards the end of the reading, and you often find it sort of reinforces the general message that's come out throughout the reading. Right, let me just pop these to one side for now then, because I'm going to just show you a little bit more of what it would be like if you were here in the room with me, or indeed on video with me, because as you know, I read on video all over the world, so there's no problem, okay, wherever you are, I can do a reading for you, okay, yes. Come and see me. Right, so yeah, so if you were here and I were doing a reading with you, one of the things I'd ask you is your star sign, your sun sign, because I often use that to find a card in the deck to represent you. And then I would shuffle the cards, and I'd probably give the cards to you so you could have a shuffle as well, or just hold them. I often say that's the point at which I find out if you're a card player as well, okay? Not many people do it these days actually. Anyway, so yes, so we do that. People are different with their cards. I mean, I don't mind you touching my cards because I don't, though some people will never let you touch their tarot cards. Some people say nobody else should ever touch your tarot cards apart from you. But I don't mind that because I say the magic is not in the cards, it is in ourselves. There we go. Right, okay, so we've shuffled the cards, and then I'll choose a layout depending on the reason you've come here, because I may well ask you, what is the issue? Why are you here? Why have you come to me today? Because that can make a great difference to the kind of reading that I do. I can just do a very general reading and do it completely blind without you telling me anything, and yeah, usually it'll bring things up, but often it's better if you tell me why you're here, if you've got a specific issue, because generally I try to read the tarot in order to help people with specific problems with which they've come to see me. I'm going to just angle the camera down to the table a little bit now so that you can see the cards a little bit. Let me just do that. Oh, hang on. Try not to show too much cleavage. Right, so there we go. Now, a fairly general reading, which I might well do, and which works a lot of the time for people, is what I call a Celtic Cross reading. It's an old reading, very good general sort of one, and that as well. If there was someone here with me at the moment, I would first of all have put down a significator to represent them, but then we've got the Empress card going on top of that one. And that's one, the Empress. She's a Venus card, all about love and beauty and wonderful things, creativity and beautiful energies in your life and that as well. Okay, so that's a nice positive one. Putting down a crossing card next. Oh dear, excuse me. Incense. And that's the Seven of Pentacles, and that one is kind of saying it's a little bit, the Pentacles tend to be about finances and things and that as well, and practical things of our possessions and practical things of life. And that one tends to be you're not always getting exactly what you should be getting in your life. So true of so many of us, isn't it, actually? Yeah. This is just a very abbreviated reading, okay? I'll go into more detail when you're here, okay? Oh, we've got the Ace of Cups. That's a nice one. Aces, always cards of new beginnings. Ace of Cups, again, a card of creativity, beauty, fertility, of loads of good things, okay? So obviously some very good things in store. Looks like things are going to be improving for you. Oh, and we've got a fella, okay? Got a fella for you. So if you're not in a relationship, here he is, King of Wands, okay, going to come along, sweep you off your feet, and you know, you're going to have the life of your dreams. Isn't that nice, actually? Yes. Could be, anyway. Six of Cups, and that's one which is very much about the influences of the past. Sixes are sun cards, and that's really nice, actually. Always good cards to get in a reading, actually, sixes. And that one tends to be about remembering the good things from the past and putting the difficult things behind you as well. Okay, if we're talking about relationships, that might be the sort of thing we're thinking about. Maybe you've had a bad one in the past. It's time to put that behind you, okay, because better things are moving forward in your life. Oh, we've got the Moon card next as well. Okay, and the moon, don't see things as clearly by moonlight as we do by sunlight, so moon can be, you know, take a careful look at the situation, and that maybe this gentleman's not Mr. Perfect or Miss Perfect, because court cards can always be of indeterminate gender in the tarot, okay. And you know, so that could equal a king can represent a male, but it can also represent a strong female, the same way the Queen card could represent a male who was very much in touch with his feminine side as well. But anyway, so the Moon card, yeah, just make sure that everything is just as it seems on the surface and that as well, okay. Be careful with things. It's also a card very much about personal development, your evolvement in your own life and that as well. So maybe as a result of this new relationship that seems to be coming into you here, you are going to start on a path of new personal growth. So that could be good and positive, couldn't it, as well? Seven of Swords, okay. Now, sevens are Venusian cards, so it's very relevant to the reading we've got here at the moment, but it does tend to be a card which is about sort of doubts and uncertainties. Maybe we're going back to the past again here a little bit, you know, you've got some doubts and uncertainty, you're not quite sure that this gentleman is exactly as he seems to be, you're a bit worried about things and that as well, but it tends to be more about what's going on inside our own heads than necessarily the actualities of life. So, you know, let's just see. Justice card here. Okay, one of the major cards in the deck, similar to these two as well, okay. And that one can be about sort of legal affairs and that as well. If you've recently come out of a relationship, make sure you've finalised all the necessary legal aspects of that, let's say, okay. And this the card in this position, in this reading, is said to be astrologically your house. Its influences round and about you at the present time and that as well. So in this particular reading, I think what we're looking at is fairness, justice to yourself and to other people. And just not worrying about things too much, but just making sure that things are right for yourself and that as well, okay? And then we've got the Three of Wands here. And threes, Saturn cards. Saturn, the planet, slow moving planet, okay, planet of caution, planet of careful planning for things and that as well. So And it's in the position of hopes and fears. So again, not necessarily actual things that are going to happen, but that card does sort of say, okay, be careful, take your time a little bit, be patient as far as things are concerned. All things look to be all right. You're just a little bit worried about things. A little bit of patience and that. It's also, being a 3, it's a card which is about other people as well. So it would kind of be a card which was saying, you know, if other people want to talk to you about things, give you some advice, do listen to them. Okay, you don't necessarily have to take the advice, but you can listen to them, and sometimes it might be good advice as well. And then we've got the Temperance card, another one of the major cards in the deck. Very much a card of harmony and balance and everything that's good. The figure on the card there is said to be the Archangel Raphael, the angel who stands in the sphere of the sun. And he's kind of there overseeing things here and saying everything is going to be okay, because this card's in the position of what will come in terms of this particular reading as well. In some ways, what I'd say with that particular card is, okay, if you're worried about things a little bit, maybe it's time to sort of call upon your own angels and that as well, and trust in their guidance too. And who knows, maybe I've been a little bit of your angel today in giving you this reading and telling you what is in process of coming. Okay, right, so that's that part of it. Oh, let me put you up again. Hello, it's me again. Oh, no, high enough. Hang on. That's it. All right, let's pop those away for now, because I was just going to show you one or two other things. That, as I say, that was one of the sort of readings I might do, just if it was a very general sort of reason. You'd come maybe just for an experience, maybe, you know, very straightforward and that. If, as is more generally the case, you've come with some particular issues that you want me to look at for you, there are some other cards. Let's say, oh, that's a nice one. Actually, that's the Wheel of Fortune. That's always a really nice card to come out in. Oh, hang on, you can't see it, can you? Hang on, I'll put you down here. All right, there we go. Wheel of Fortune card. That's the big Jupiter card in the deck, and Jupiter, the planet of good fortune and all things good, and so on and so forth. That would be a very nice card to come up in any reading. Okay, so that's a nice one. Classic interpretation. Things turning around for the better with that one. Okay, so whatever your problem is, you know, there's going to be an improvement in things. Let's say you've come about relationships. Well, you've got a relationship problem. What I would perhaps say is I'm going to look for one of these cards in the deck, the Lovers or the Two of Cups card, because both of those are representative of good relationships of all kinds, really, but particularly of a close romantic relationship. And I might look through the deck to find one of those and then start the reading from that point. If you come about work-related issues, these two cards would be ones which I might well look for. The Nine of Pentacles, no it's not, because sorry, the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Could look for the Nine of Pentacles, but that's really a wish card, that one, okay. And it would work, but that would work for lots of things as well. Eight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, both cards very much involved in the workplace. This is often one which would apply to someone who'd got a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit in that as well. Maybe someone who's starting out with their own business and that too. It also applies to someone who's just good at what they do. This one the same, really, okay. This one, I sometimes think this one shows, being a Saturn card, shows a bit more patience than this one, which is an 8 card, and 8s tend to be cards of the planet Mercury. Mercury's always very restless and involved with travel and movement. Right, okay, I've got, oh yes, finances, let's say. Yes, I knew I'd got the nine of Pentacles here somewhere, and the Ace of Pentacles. Those would be two cards which I might want to look for in order to start a reading if you were concerned about the financial situation as well. Okay, both good ones. As I say, Ace is always cards of new beginnings, particularly in the financial sphere, that particular one. And the nine of Pentacles, often, as I say, a wish card, and often a card which is about good things coming in a material way from unexpected directions. Health, that would be a good card to look for. The Sun card, very representative of health and all things good, and that's one I might well look for if you came for that reason, asking about a health issue. Though I would always say, if you were asking about a health issue, whatever the reading had to say, if you had any health concerns, I would still say consult a doctor, take their advice, because if you're being told, well, yeah, everything is going to be all right, it might be because you see the doctor rather than you don't. Journeys, travel, holidays, that sort of thing. Okay, the Fool card and the Six of Swords. Six of Swords one, again, Sun card. Classically, a journey across the water. Okay, that's the one you used to get told at the seaside readers and that. Okay, so I sometimes say, yes, well, across the water it can be over the sea, or it can just be across the Humber Bridge, quite honestly. But anyway, it's a bit more than that as well. It's a lot more than that. All cards have very great many meanings attributed to them, and it depends on the position in which they fall within the reading. The Fool card does not mean that you are a fool or that you're being taken for a fool, though it can do. Okay, it can be the case. But it's generally a card about setting out on a new journey, whether that's a physical journey and a holiday or something of that kind, whether it's a new career, or whether it's a journey within the mind, perhaps starting a new course of study, or it could be anything really, but very much a card about setting out on a new journey, not always knowing exactly where you're going or what you're going to do when you get there, but travelling hopefully. Okay, and then here's a good one as well. The Tower. Okay, people get scared when they see the Tower one, but it's not a scary card. Okay, it does look a bit that way, but the bolt of lightning coming in here, actually that's supposed to be the power of God, the power of the Spirit coming in there to disturb things, throw you out of sort of your comfort zone and forward into a new area of being and that. Okay, so it's sometimes called the House of God as well, that particular card. Certainly in the older decks it is. And that one, interestingly, if you're asking about a house move or sometimes about changing your career, that might also be the card. Certainly for house moves, that often comes up in my readings when someone's contemplating a house move, and it's fine for that, sort of thing. Depends on the other cards around and about it. So that's I'm back again. Oh no, part of me is back. Difficult when you're a camera person as well, isn't it? So yes, that's a little bit about what happens when you're here with me having a tarot reading. Okay, so and I hope to see you soon, and then it won't be my little doggy sitting in the chair there, but it will be you. So okay, thank you. Say bye.